set here for Game 2 here between ESG and Have Faith. Have Faith's first victory seems to go pretty well for them as they took a very safe choice to win the game.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, really good cheese. Love the Gouda. Then they had a pretty good early game. Had a couple missteps along the way, for sure, but it happens. And then had a very good, strong showing. Just basically a slam dunk overall. ESG banning the Lee Sin. Can't say that's a bad idea. In fact, I say it's a great idea. He had a great early Lee Sin. So go ahead and get that off the board. Syndra, I'm assuming, is a target ban against Lunar Jazz.
Right. And it does still feel kind of weird. It looks like they decided to take... they got Breezy back as their AD carry for this game, as Have Faith is no longer going to use Jinxed, even though Jinx pretty much did a pretty, he did his part, he did a really good job. I thought they were going to keep him, to be honest, at the AD carry, but I guess they decided to go back to using Breezy this time.
Yeah, for sure. Again, the Draven ban, Cannibal Turtle's not playing. They do have a different ADC. Breezy is now playing. Jinx is back to his normal role as support. But again, the Draven ban, it's not Cannibal Turtle. I feel like they're not really doing their research on these individuals. I feel like they're just kind of banning things.
Well, if you keep waving around the Draven flag, eventually somebody's gonna be like, well, let's just take it, because why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Joker is going to finally be playing Jax for the first time. Now, back in week 2, we saw Jax get banned all the time, and that prevented Joker from even having one attempt at it. Same thing in week 3, but this is the first time, week 4, that Joker Noder actually gets to play the Jax that has been denied from him for such a long time. So, Fridge, it appears to be going up against one of Joker Noder's sleeper picks.
Yeah. So with the Garen, he did a little bit of split pushing. He grouped quite a bit though. But obviously Jax, you do not group. You split push. You take towers. And I don't know how ESG is going to answer that. I'd really like to see them pick someone who's a very good duelist for the top lane to kind of match Jax. But I'm not really sure if anyone in Fridge's repertoire is a duelist. So it's going to be interesting to see what they pick for that.
Mm-hmm. Although I might be thinking a little bit too. I'd be a little bit too hyped if I said I would hope that he'd take like somebody that is like a Riven or a Yasuo to counter out this. I would doubt that Fridge would even bother with taking something like that.
Yeah, so I really like the Ashe pickup. Gragas for BJ. Let's just hope he has a little better game this time. I like the Anivia pickup. Good wave clear. Also take it away from Lunar. Lunar with the Cassiopeia answer though. Not sure how the Cassiopeia versus Anivia matchup goes. I feel like that's not really...
There's always another way.
I have to flame ESG now. Why are they banning Fiora?
Yeah, that actually seems really bizarre.
They've already picked their top laner. They've already picked their mid laner. Fiora jungle is not good. Fiora ADC sounds absolutely horrendous. And Fiora support is... You're inting, I think.
Well, there is... Let's not completely throw them under the bus quite yet. It could be a Jax jungle. They might have assumed that was a Jax jungle, to be fair. There is still the possibility of that. To claim that they're inting might be just a bit of an overstep from the last time.
No, for sure. Again, this, like I said earlier, I feel like ESG doesn't really do their homework. This shows it right here.
Agreed.
Why ban a Fiora when they've already picked their champions? Because TSN Teemo has 0 Jax games played ever, so it's not jungle Jax. That means it's a top Jax. You just wasted a ban on Fiora. You could have easily banned another ADC or another jungler.
I feel the heat of your of them being inting in every word that you spit out, and I respect it a lot.
Yeah, well, I just feel like when that's a really big step from solo queue to 5s. is knowing what champions to ban, because something good in solo queue could be absolutely trash in fives, and vice versa. Something good in fives usually, or not usually, but sometimes can't carry solo queue. So knowing which champs to ban, which champs you want to pick priority on is a big part of playing competitive fives. And I feel like ESG are not doing well with that. In either pick ban phase, I feel like they have not had good picks or bans.
It appears they want to answer the Jack's top with a Shen.
Okay. I guess I could see that. Basically, you just have your team engaged while you deal with
they
Jax.
decided to change their pick at the last second back to Cho'Gath to give Fridge Cho'Gath again. This team almost looks exactly the same as it was last time.
Yeah, really like the Ashe pickup. Anivia, I think, is good. Zillion, I think he just needs to play a little safer.
Perhaps
and I thought Fridge did okay after the lane phase. In lane phase, though, he was having a rough one.
Yeah, and not only he did look like for a brief second like he was going to be able to outmuscle Joker, especially in the 1v1 at the top side, but Joker kind of just cemented his advantage right when he got right on top of Ashe, and Stubby did absolutely nothing to oppose this. It does seem kind of bizarre that they decide to revamp their strategy by merely only switching out the Zector, the Victor for an Anivia. Does seem like they want to. They really like their strategy, that's for sure. But just why do they like it so much? This is not even something that they've used in previous weeks.
Yeah. I can understand the Anivia pick a little bit because they wanted to take it from Lunar Jazz because he had a pretty good job on it. Kind of fills the same role as Victor with the wave clear, good AOE. So I that's not the pick I'm the most concerned about. As long as he can play it pretty, competently. It's mostly just the Gragas pick, the Fior ban, and then the Zillion pick. I feel like the Gragas and Zillion picks were just not played well. Like they weren't very good on the champion in and of itself. And then the Fior ban is a complete waste.
I hope Man Walrus doesn't make a compilation of how many times we've made fun of BJ. Because he'd have at least 3 weeks worth of material.
Oh, yeah. If you could do that, Walrus, I would like some clips of
all the times we just completely devalue BJ's presence in every single situation.
Yeah, for sure. Get us a fail J video, Man Walrus, if you're watching these or watching the VODs.
A B- grade video.
Wow, the flame. Jeez. If you're watching BJ or listening, just kidding.
Yeah, we respect you, man. You're doing a good job. You're putting your best foot out there, and sometimes you miss a skill shot or two, and sometimes you just forget to gank, and sometimes you just take a nap over there. I'm kidding.
Wow. In your defense, BJ, I thought your Warwick was good. The Gragas, well, we'll see. I got a feeling BJ's gonna do well this game. He's gonna show us, and he's gonna put the critics to bed this game. I got faith in you, BJ. Hopefully you're listening, bud.
Right. Yeah, I do hope he's got a rebound strategy in mind because he cannot allow the same mistakes to happen to Sivian. Sivian has got to stay alive this time. He's got to make the things work out. They definitely like what they have. They just feel like one more attempt, one more go, they can make this work. And I do think they do have their equipment they trust. They want to win with this equipment. They feel like they can win with it. So they want to make it work, even if it is ineffective after that first attempt. So it all comes down to what the new elements here for Have Faith is going to try against this. With the Zac now present and available, Zac, once again, is going to probably dominate, despite the fact that there've been some nerfs to him. I think he still will be a very dominant force in and against ESG. Well, finally, we can get on to the bigger part of the games here, guys. Hopefully, we get some good action happening. But before any of that, I have to admit, or in this case, say, I would really like to see, I'd like to see if ESG's got something, or has some type of thing that we don't exactly or we're not entirely aware of, like some sort of strategy, some sort of plan that we just do not or not fully, at least for my sake. I'm pretty sure Dodo's got like a different idea for it, but some type of other plan of action here. Fridge really, really, really likes that Cho'Gath, and definitely thanks to Fred Frederson and his commentary, he loves playing Cho'Gath ever so much more. And I do hope that's not a hindrance to their opportunities to keep their wins a coming, because right now they need to keep the wins on the board here, and they need to make sure they win more and more. And even though the casters and people really do want you to be effective, Fridge, remember, you're supposed to win the game. So do your best. Hey, there you are.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Mic came unplugged. It was being super weird. I had to restart Discord. My bad, buddy.
Thanks, man, for coming back as quick as possible.
Yeah, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, and I'm here for our viewers. Can't let you guys down.
Oh.
Alright, so like I was saying, I like the Zac. I do feel like people are overvaluing it a little bit. It's really good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like people are kind of saying it's pick ban worthy, like you have to pick or ban this champion. I would disagree with that. I do think it's a solid pickup, and I do think Teemo for sure can do well on this, especially because Cassiopeia is a pretty hard carry. Lucian can definitely pop off as well, and then Zac, and then Jax should just split push all game. So you really just need to be super tanky, provide lots of CC, which that's Zac in a nutshell.
And although you have your opinion on although you have your opinion on Zac, I do feel like people do have their point about him. He definitely has this really great amount of early game CC, mid game he just feels really, really strong. But against an Ashe, I feel like you might be correct. I feel like at a certain point, Zac gets to a point where he can no longer be able to just, he runs out of everything, and then he gets caught in a situation where he doesn't have his abilities to be used anymore, and then it just, he doesn't hurt anymore. He doesn't do his part as much as he used to. So all of a sudden, 80 carries could just really pick him apart, and I feel like Ashe just happens to be one of those champions is really good at that kind of thing.
Yeah, 100% concur. Once Zac ease in and then ults people back out, absorbs you and spits you back out in his team, he's really good. But the thing is, if you miss or if you don't hit a carry with that, you're not really... I mean, again, you got your Q and you provide some CC and you're tanky, but as long as Ashe plays pretty safe, it should be fine. I would like to... Oh, here's Zilean just tanking a bunch of damage for free. Not the best start to the lane.
Oh, definitely not. It looks like Joker wants to keep his advantage coming. The new Jax changes has been an increase in his range on the W by only a mere 50, but for the sake of it being a Jax, you know how it is. It's just going to hurt no matter what, and giving him more range just doesn't seem to be... Oh, what a well-placed hook. Decides to make a good play off of it. Some CC happens in the retaliation. Breezy's taking some good damage. Trade back from Stubby. And Jinx seems to be able to convince Stubby to stop auto-attacking his Precious 80 carry.
Yeah, again, gonna have to flame. Ashe flashed out, and then Zilean hit a really good double bomb, but then he exhausted Lucian. Why waste your exhaust when Lucian's already stunned? And then...
There you go. That exactly is the reason why you don't use that in that situation. Breezy gets a kill after Jinx to victory, gets one on the follow-up. Well, that just about sums up the exact explanation you were about to say.
Yeah, Ashe had heal, didn't use it, didn't auto. The Lucian didn't even use a pot, I don't believe, during those fights. You can't get hit by 2 hooks back to back. You got to use your heal, man, and you got to pop a potion. I feel like if Ashe would have turned, used heal, and used a potion, they probably could have got the kill on Lucian.
Really tough fight between these two. CC has just barely missed. BJ's got the first gank coming in. Can he make this one work? This will be the first gank he's ever gotten before the enemy jungler, but it looks like TSM has gotten in the way. It looks like that allows Jokernoder to get the retaliation gank. I think I might have just jinxed BJ as he's running away from the two of them. It's not enough to make a good kill off of it. Dang it, he was so close.
Yeah, just took too long. He instead of just immediately going for the Jax to kill, he was just kind of meandering around in lane while Jax was just buying time for Zac to come up. If you're gonna gank, run in and get the kill, man. Don't dilly dally. No reason to just hang around. You gotta get in, get out, because especially if you do not know where the other jungler is.
It looks like TSM Timo wants to help Jax yet again. Some extra stun has happened. It's not a lot of damage though on either party.
That's really bad though, because Jax can back and then TP to lane, full health. Meanwhile, Cho'Gath's gonna be sitting here a little less than half. If he doesn't just get ganked again.
They definitely have some sort of plan of action. Maybe they want to force Cho'Gath under tower or force him into a bad spot. BJ's second attempt at the gank seems to just come out a bit short as the CC has gone directly against themselves as the wall has blocked off him entirely.
That was a good wall,
happening,
though.
man?
That was a good wall, though. That made Cassiopeia flash, or she probably would have died there. So, overall, I'd say it's pretty good. As long as BJ can come back in another minute or two, capitalize on that flashless Cassiopeia, it should be a pretty easy kill, considering the amount of CC and damage that Gragas and Anivia can do. But if he return ganks, I think that'll be good. If not, then it's just a waste of time.
Well, everything's slowly beginning to cool down a little bit as Have Faith is starting to get their early game advantage back into their swing again, as bot lane seems to be the one getting fed this time. It seems to be the one getting kills this time, I mean.
Yeah, really good hooks by Jinx Victory. Again, last game they were using subs for the bot lane, so that could have been why Arabs was doing so well. Or could just be a little unlucky right now. Another good hook by Jinx Victory. This man is a hook monster. Gragas looks like he will survive. Good double bomb by Stubby there. Definitely saved Gragas' life, plus the Ash heal. But that's really bad for the lane, because now they have no heal. And Stubby just ends.
Yep. And he will just let himself die here. You're a Zillion with increased mobility, and you're faster than any other champion when you have that activated, and you let yourself die?
Yeah, there's just no reason to walk up there. Arabs has no heal, you guys are behind in lane, plus Lucian early game beats Ashe anyway, plus Thresh early game beats Zillion early game. So just back up, the wave's pushing towards you, catch the wave, farm, and survive. Meanwhile, this 1v1...
is really dead even so far.
Lucian has heal. Oh, he doesn't use it though. What?
While a fight was happening topside at the same time, Arabs does have enough damage to get one more, but decides that the auto attack was going to get canceled there a little bit as Jinx Victory got into range for the... Oh my goodness, this is slowly turning into a bit of a clown fiesta so far.
Yeah, instead... I don't know, boys. All I can say is everyone needs to break out their sombreros because we have a clown fiesta.
Oh my goodness. I feel like you're thinking of the wrong thing. Speaking of that, it looks like BJ's got a successful gank into the mid lane.
What? You wear sombreros to a fiesta?
I was thinking a clown fiesta is more like you just bring like a red rubber nose. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
No, sombreros, man. The Hispanic population wears those for their fiestas.
Alright, I just, with the clown theme, that's what I was thinking, like, oh, you know, just like rubber nose, a big old parachute.
Maybe they're Hispanic Clowns Army, you racist.
Maybe
Disgust
I'm
me,
just,
sir.
Stubby, for a second
Nice
there, I thought he
double
was inting, gets the double bomb. As a fight's happening at topside here, it looks like Jokernoder is going to escape just with a nick of his health bar, and it looks like Jinx to Victory's accuracy on the skill shots has once again led to another kill for Lucian.
I feel like Fridge might be playing ADC now because he is a magnet for hooks. It's just ridiculous. Arabs is just 8, I think, every single hook. I don't know how. That's got to be almost mathematically impossible. And then BJ just dies in his jungle. He should have saw them coming because they have a ward behind red buff. So I'm not sure how he didn't see them coming. Maybe he just wasn't paying attention. But this game is pretty quickly turn into just absolute stomp fest by Have Faith here.
A very interesting little pause here as Teemo has been, thanks to Jinxed, I should probably fix that, has just let us know that TSM Teemo seems to be having some minor lag issues. He'll be coming back momentarily. He did seem a little bit off the board. That does seem kind of interesting, but he'll be back momentarily. Okay, so let's take a look at the money amounts right now. As it looks like a 3,000 lead says that Have Faith is quite confident at this stage. They have the faith, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Just game's not going so well.
Right now, Jax and Lucian are about... Well, sorry, Lucian's about to break the 4,000 money mark at this point. That's way out in front in comparison to the opposite team, which is their only highest one is Cho'Gath at 2,600.
Yeah, I mean, Lucian's 3 kills, 2 assists, 70 farm, to Ash's 1 kill, 3 deaths, 30 farm. Yeah, that's not good at all. He has pretty good amount of gold in his pocket. Plus, he's already got the cutlass and 2 daggers.
Yeah, very. I'm also pretty happy for BJ though. He did get a gank to work really well for him. He got a good one. He got a good gank, and it was effective, and it was on point, and he hit the CC, and he timed it well, and he did a good job. I appreciate that. I appreciate how well he did there.
Yeah.
You know, you ever hear about that, like, that one, this might be very off topic, but you ever hear, like, one of those wrestlers that just never seems to win any matches, or, like, one of those race car drivers that never seem to win, but it's, like, there's, like, some audience that's starting to get behind him? You know, like, those kind of, like, the losers.
You talking about, like, the underdog?
Yeah, the underdog kind of guy. I feel like BJ is slowly becoming that guy. He just seems to be...
I don't know,
he seems to be
the, I thought the underdog had fans.
Ooh.
Flame. Get out the roaster. BJ's crispy.
Give him some time. He might end up becoming the fan favorite if he remains on this team by a few weeks from now, that is.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you can't really just flame BJ. I have been flaming him a lot. Just because I think, honestly, the reason I'm flaming is, like I said, his Warwick game I thought was pretty good. And I feel like he had a Vi game. Maybe I'm confusing that. But for sure, a Warwick game. And I thought he did quite well on it. And then I've seen his Gragas games now, and they're just kind of... Why are you playing Gragas, man? Just play Warwick. You did great on the champ. It's not getting banned. You did well on it. Just keep it up. My favorite phrase is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm. Although, if you could help it, I'm pretty sure you would love if Caitlyn would remain a champion that is unbroken for a while. Especially considering you felt like Caitlyn herself was a type of champion that didn't have any problems.
Yeah, I mean, she was a little too good, I think. I think the changes to Runons aren't that bad. The only problem is they kind of nerfed other things before the Runons nerf, so I wish they'd kind of revert those. Like, I think they nerfed her W also. But the Runon nerfs aren't the worst thing in the world. I mean, Static Shift's pretty good on her, Phantom Dancer's pretty good on her, Rapid Fire Cannon, etc. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, here we go, and we're back in game. Awesome. Looks like TSM Teemo has fixed his connection issues, and he switched from McDonald's to Burger King Wi-Fi, so he should be good to go for a while.
Right. Burger King Wi-Fi.
Yeah, man. You gotta hail to the king. So Jinx to victory here, hanging out. Ooh, did he see him? He did. Nice hook. No one to follow up though, so just a little free damage, you know. Make sure Nivea knows that, you know, this is my jungle. Or this is my river. Don't check it out.
Now, another thing I gotta ask about the competitive series. When you see a Thresh on the opposite side get a good couple of hooks on you, like really accurate, on point, makes the hit happen at a very repetitive amount. Like, what do you think about Like, what's the thought process on that kind of thing? Is it like, okay, he's been hitting me a lot, I can't seem to avoid him, he's been hitting really, really accurately. What do I do to get him to stop doing this?
Well, that's just kind of rough, especially a Lucian Thresh lane, because if you stay away from the minions, Thresh can hook you. If you stay in the minions, he just walks up and flays you. And especially with someone like Lucian, who can easily dash forward and just double shot you and then do his QW combo, it's pretty rough. Again, you have an Ashe Zillion, so if you get flayed or hooked as Ashe, you're kind of donezo. You're gonna have to burn your ult, maybe a flash, just to get out. Especially considering they're so far behind.
Oh,
There's no way you can just stand still and fight.
Speaking of stand still, it looks like ESG had the flank, but decided to back off.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Ashe didn't just ult there. They had the 3v2. Just ult the Thresh, have BJE ult him into the team, and then get the kill.
Well,
okay,
there's
the field goal.
And the kick is good through the uprights. What an incredible kick by Ashe. Although that means none of the targets seem to be going down here. Never mind, it looks like Joker Noder made sure that he got a kill off of that trade-off. Arabs does manage to get as far away as possible, gets across on the Scuttle Crab speed boost. The hook is thrown, and it misses, as it looks like, I don't know, maybe Arabs is going to go down here, actually. Yes, he will do so.
Yeah, that was terrible. They waited to pull the trigger, Ashe missed the ult, and then Ashe was just standing still, and instead of just finishing off the Thresh and then turning on the Lucian, they tried to kill both of them at the same time. Thresh got the hook off, got his Ignite off, and by that time, they had their TPs come in, and then they just clean up the fight there. Very, very poor by ESG. I feel like, honestly, a lot of ESG's problems come from not really having a leader. It seems like to me, like the pick ban phase, they just kind of ban whatever. No one's really paying attention to what's going on, or doing the research on who to ban. The team fights, it really doesn't seem like anyone's calling like who should they auto, when should they pull back, when should they go in. It just seems kind of like everyone's in comms just saying like, hey, do you want to do this? Sure, man, do it. Like that's what it feels like to me.
And then at the same time, another person's like, I don't know, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just kind of like, I don't know, do you want to do this? Whereas Club Ice, like our comms, I mean, if you ever, I mean, you've jumped in our Discord before. I mean, we're always screaming something. Rotate here, ward this, go to Baron, auto this guy, save me, save me.
I just remember the wails that Exxon would just yell. Ah!
Yes. So I feel like, honestly, I know some teams have a more calm approach to it, but you have to be talking all the time. Like if everyone's not sure what's going on, then it's wrong. Everyone should know what's going on every time. Are we fighting? Do we fight? Do we kill this person first? Do we peel back for our AD carry, or do we just dive the back line? There needs to be communication every second of the game, because if someone doesn't know what's going on, then that means you have the opportunity, instead of doing 5 people doing one thing, 3 people are doing one thing, one's doing another, and one's doing completely different. Looks like they're going to go hard here. Good exhaust. Ooh, head bomb. They might get the kill either way. Very good pickup. Breezy just playing a bit too far up.
Right, Stubby once again makes a very bizarre decision. I don't understand why he didn't just press E and then double bomb it. I think he was expecting Lucian to dash there, but he didn't have that much mana to begin with. I guess he just really just wasn't sure how to play it, so he just decided to play it very
either way though, they do pick up the kill, which is good. Breezy was just being a little greedy, a little disrespectful, staying that far up in the lane. So they get a kill, which at this point in time though is pretty small to the amount of gold that they're down. But hey, 300 gold is 300 gold. I'll take that any day of the week.
I believe that at this stage it's a Zillion is now beginning a split push at the top side. I guess it's to prevent Lucian from present the top laner, but in this case Lucian from just easily going to the tower and taking it. Ashe seems to not know where to go there. Decided to stay in the base for a little longer than necessary, and then now is going to top side. That was a little awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe there's a little you know, usually when games get this far up, people tend to get a little more lackadaisical because it's just like, oh, well, we're so far ahead, we're going to win. Or even if you're behind, you're kind of like, oh, well, we're so far behind, it doesn't really matter. So I'll just kind of do whatever. You know what I mean? Whereas if a game's very close kills, close towers, and people, you know, both teams think they can win, so they try really, really hard.
Speaking of that, BJ seems to be walking right into some more trouble. The ult by Zilean will save his life right now, as it looks like they push back the bot lane. Cassiopeia has walked into some damage, can't seem to squirm right through the spot. Oh, yes, he can, actually. The ult comes back for him. It looks like the damage is starting to get through. The Q just barely misses Lunar. Lunar is going to get some extra damage in, and there will be no time left for Sivian as he goes down.
That feels really bad. Anivia had a pretty good Q there, good combo, but then Cassiopeia with the turnaround. I mean, she just has so much more gold than Anivia at this point in time. Plus, Anivia still hasn't completed Roa, still stacking his tier. Anivia is just at the point in the game where he's not really doing a lot of damage. You just saw top lane, Jinx to victory, did the flash Q, super close to hitting it. If that would have hit Ashe, probably would have been a kill. Just a little unlucky there, but I like that he's looking for the place.
Yeah. Anyway, so the bot lane's top, the top lane's bot. No towers have been taken on other sides, so this is just kind of a weird rotational decision, really.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. But I have faith because there's no dragon right now, so, you know, just rotate top, get the tower, which they do. Not sure if they needed the TP there, but I like
what
it.
It is about Joker Noter, but he really wants to always get the first tower. I don't know what it is. I don't get it.
Zach's still AFK. Yes, he is. He's level 6. So I'm not sure if they're gonna go for this Rift Herald or not.
Yeah, that does kind of seem a little bit awkward that TSM Teemo hasn't come back into this game yet.
Yeah, I mean, they have 15 minutes of pause time. They only used a couple, so they have plenty of pause time left.
Perhaps
I guess they're just confident that they can win.
Yeah, that's not exactly for us casters. I don't think that's exactly the kind of thing we'd be. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't really like having like, oh, we're so confident in our 4v5 that we're just gonna win anyway. You know, that's just kind of asking for a lot of trouble. By trouble, I mean it's asking for a loss, if it may happen.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I mean, even though they're super far ahead, 4v5 is really hard to win. They definitely need to try to close out this game instead of doing their little trolling. It seems like a little bit here, which again, you know, I love having fun. But if you know it's a 4v5, you need to close out the game very quickly because every minute this game goes on, the worse it gets for that 4v5.
Indeed. Ooh, actually the W just barely misses the Zilean. Interesting.
Yeah, just trying to be a little cheeky, stop his recall. Dragon is up now. It is another Mountain Drake. That, you know, obviously, Mountain Drakes are pretty good.
Ooh, the damage really bad, but it looks like some CC has gone in the return on Joker. Some good damage here, and the ult was used to try to get some good CC extra on to Jax, who was almost dead. I think BJ made a bad call, and that's what I don't think he needed to ult there. I think he could have used it in that situation instead.
Yeah, Breezy with the fat play. BJ with the not so fat play. I feel like that's just over and over, BJ. Like, what's going on, man? What you doing, bud?
Yeah.
But either way, this Lucian is absolutely ginormous with the Phantom Dancer, with the Blade of the Rune King. He is doing ridiculous damage. Cassiopeia also starting to do some pretty good punches here, packing a good wallop, if you will. So they will lose the top tower, but they will pick up a couple kills, bot tower, and a Mountain Drake for the troubles. So all in all, I'd say that's a pretty good trade. I'd take that.
A lot of some people in the audience were voting for ESG here. I don't know. I don't want to say I think ESG let him down here, but the way that Stubby has been acting, the way BJ's decision making has been so far, I don't know if it's like. I don't know what to exactly say about that. Maybe I should probably forget I said anything. Feels like people are being let down here. Someone is.
Who, the audience?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it happens. My question is TSM going to come back, or is he done for the day? Is the internet crash? If so, are they going to get another sub? That's my question.
I think BJ,
And also, can they win 4v5?
I mean,
if they win 4v5, that is a huge. That just shows the amount of the skill gap between ESG and Have Faith, and it's kind of disrespectful, honestly, to just play 4v5 and just unpause and go with it. But hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah, it's just really, really disrespectful.
For sure.
We don't even have a rule against it. It's you can do this because we wouldn't have a reason to stop this type of game whatsoever. To be honest,
yeah.
we wouldn't because there's no reason to do so. It's just wow. You know,
Yeah.
no one who would in a competitive series who would actually try to continue a game on a 4v5. It just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, man, they're wild.
They're very wild. They're a wild card team waiting to happen. Well, in 4v5 situations, I'm pretty sure in a competitive series, that's like, yeah, we're going to surrender. If you can't get your fifth back, that's like a surrender, I would assume, right?
Yeah. So,
Well,
I don't
BJ
know.
takes some good damage back. Joker Noter's here to get some good damage in. Zillion gets the ultimate. Ash
There you
is
go.
not dead yet. And it looks like Jinx to Victory goes down in the trade-off here. Breezy gets cut off from the team. He's isolated out there as he's getting chased down by ESG. The 5 of them are kind of showing that they can win a 4v5.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was just a really bad fight from Have Faith. They were winning the fight. They got the ultimate out, took down Ash, but Lucian was chasing Gragas instead of staying with the team. If they would have fought that with Lucian instead of him chasing, they might have won that, honestly. It would have been really close. But either way, Cassiopeia with the flash, even though she had Banshees, not really sure why.
Well, it's interesting
yeah,
to know that apparently Anivia's ult does not proc the Banshee's Veil. Huh.
Yeah, you would think it would, right?
Yeah, it definitely seems like the type of item that does do that kind of thing. It's supposed to be any type of CC or like ability that's been fired, but the ultimate it's kind of like an AoE, so maybe not.
I know Siver's spell shield also is kind of weird when it comes to like AoE CC. Hers is kind of buggy, like on MF's E. I know I've played that lane a lot, so I know that's kind of weird sometimes.
I just got word from the audience that why that's the case. It looks like dot effects, damage over time for anyone who's curious about that. They do not proc a Banshee's Veil. Interesting. See, there we go. Some type of actual effect does hit the Banshee's Veil. So clearly, it's not bugged out. It is just because the AOE at the bottom.
Alright, I like it.
Looks like a little bit of flame going on in the chat right now towards you, Dota. They're saying you're trash. I can't believe this.
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
Yeah,
or accurate.
it's I am your daddy 1 2 3 4 5 that said that.
Yeah, I highly doubt it's my father, but I'll check into that later after the game. So pretty clean tower dive from ESG here. Make it out alive. The good thing is Jax is pushing top lane, and there he goes. He gets the tier 2 for it. So they give up a tier 2 for a kill on Cassiopeia. Gonna say not worth. Oh, they do get the kill the tower bot lane. So okay, that's worth then. That was lucky just because the minions took it. The very last caster minion killed it. So that's lucky.
With his dying breath, he fired the last beam shot that did the deed.
While yelling freedom like Mel Gibson from the movie Braveheart.
Yeah. That minion will be missed and beloved by all. Man, their damage is starting to really come through, and the catches are starting to be made. Maybe that's how Have Faith can win this.
Yeah, God, ESG is tilting me. It's a 4v5. Just send Cho'Gath top to try to wave clear against the Jax, and then just 3v4 mid lane. But meanwhile, they're just continually getting picked off over and over and over.
And even if you don't want to send Cho'Gath to do it, if you just want him here for CC, you can always just switch out Gragas' build slightly, get a bit more of a clearing build style, even a Tiamat, and then just send him into the waves, just to get him all caught up. Like, you have options, because now it's a 4v5 situation. You don't have to 5v4 them. You just need to make one person do his work and cause separation.
Well, I would put either Cho'Gath or Anivia in the lane, just because they have TP so they can match the Jax. But yeah, either one of those in the lane, just wave clear. Just wave clear. Don't fight him. Wave clear. Don't let him take towers. Have the other 4 group. Take objectives. Win the game. But meanwhile, they're just running around, dying.
Again, as you mentioned earlier, they don't have a leader. They could desperately need a coach to just advise them in the game beforehand, or something to tell them what to do, because these guys are just almost playing like a bunch of normal people, really. I think they may have heard what we said, because they decided to send Anivia on the split push.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you need a shot caller. In solo queue, obviously, there's really not going to be a shot caller. It's kind of hard to get everyone to listen to you, etc. But in 5s, you have to have a shot caller. I mean, Dawn is probably 80% of the shot caller for Club Ice, and if we ever have game scrims practices without him, it's a huge difference. You would think we're not even the same team, even though 4 out of 5 people are the same. It just doesn't look the same, because Dawn is the one, usually saying, hey, let's Baron, hey, let's ward up for Dragon, hey, let's get ready to do this and that. And besides, if not, you just kind of, there's always that hesitation of who's gonna say something, who's gonna make the decision today. Whereas if you have one dedicated shot caller, hey, just wait till he says what to do. Then I know what to do. Monkey see, monkey do.
All right, let me get this straight. Let me just understand this clearly. They sent Jax to split push when they have only 4 players, and there's 5 of them mid, and they're still not making it an engage.
Yeah, they need to dive right now. I'm not sure what they're doing. Just dive. It's 3v5. There's the dive.
You have a Cho'Gath, you have a Gragas, and finally Joker comes back, and it looks like he's managed to make a kill off of that. BJ goes up and goes down rather quickly. And that's a triple kill for Jax, as he's looking for a quadra kill. Stubby is really fast. There is enough damage for Breezy to make the kill, however, as it looks like there will not be a quadra for Jax.
Yeah,
Oh, this is just like,
I don't know.
You can watch a normal game, and you would, this is almost normal game levels of, you gotta be kidding me. This is insanely sloppy performance making, and they desperately need themselves a coach or a team leader or somebody, because this is absolutely disgraceful so far.
Yeah, have faith just doing it. Just doing what they need to do. Have Jack split push and then TP when necessary. They don't even get the tower off of that.
I mean,
Ash just needs to ult.
Even a 1v3v1 would work here at this stage, I would say, for ESG Gaming. I think even that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
but
I can see that,
they just don't want to take it. They just want to stay as a group, and that actually backfired against them during the dive.
Yeah, even staying as a group, they should win the 5v3 A 5v3, you should be able to kill everyone before Jax finishes his TP. But they just, their focus is very split. They're killing the Thresh first, even though Cassiopeia was CC'd for a little bit.
Perhaps I would even, maybe we're being a little generous when we say split. It seems almost in the sense of non-existence at times.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, that was... Oh, BJ with a good ult. There we go. 1 out of 40 ain't bad. Locks up the Jax, gets the pick. Also makes Cassiopeia burn ult, but they already have the Baron. So the only thing ESG can do right now is just split up, push the lanes, get all the lanes pushing, and then hopefully group for a dragon. But yeah,
ESG's decision is just so, like, you gotta be kidding me. They're just not, exactly, they're just not doing anything. Look at them, they're actually standing completely in the mid lane, not trying to push up, not trying to move as a group either. They're almost at this point just stumbling around. I wouldn't even, you could even, I don't know if I want to go that far. I'm actually starting to be a little hesitant, but I'm starting to feel like they've got their heads cut off at this point, and they're moving around like a bunch of chickens.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, by now in the game, someone on ESG, please God tell me, has figured out TSM Teemo disconnected. They have to have figured that out by now. I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. They know, hey guys, it's a 4v5.
Oh my goodness, I think that might have been Stubby's first time using that. This is just one of those, like, you guys, hello, yeah, it's a 4v5.
Good. Jesus, what a nice ultimate by Cassiopeia. Again, BJ, I'm not sure what he's doing. He basically walked into melee range with Lucian and didn't EQ and ult him back into the team. He just stood there.
This is actually a very closely contested matchup between these two teams for absolutely no reason at all.
Yeah, BJ, yeah, that honestly tilts me hard. Arabs getting caught again.
Did Arabs get caught in that when you have a Cho'Gath right there? You gotta be kidding me! How could that have happened? It's a Cho'Gath!
Yeah. Again, another fight where that was, I believe, 5v2 in the beginning, or 5v3, and no one kills the Lucian. Everyone's just standing there fighting the tank while Lucian does massive damage in the back line. Yeah, that really tilted me though. BJ literally was in auto range of Lucian and just stood there while Lucian dashed backwards. E him, Q him, toss him back into your team, kill him. He is so fed right now, and you just let him do whatever he wants in this game.
This is, I believe they just won. Was that a 3v5? I think that was a 3v5 when they have.
Yes.
They have a mountain of CC. They have a mountain of CC. They have several, if not every single champion has a CC move, and they still could do nothing to kill that Lucian.
Yeah, no one is diving the backline to kill Lucian. They were too busy killing Thresh and Jax, while Lucian is just in the backline doing tons of damage. Killing everyone. Now Lucian really needs to buy an IE for a little bit more crit, a little more AD, and plus the increased crit damage, and then it should be easy. If this was a 5v5, this game would have been over 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. And now it isn't because of the fact that they. Oh, okay. Cassiopeia decided to use a flash there. I don't know.
Okay.
That was awkward. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they're talking in chat about something. Once again, setting up a 5-man at mid lane again. As they get the CC hit to happen, Arab takes a massive amount of damage and goes down. Zillion keeps him up and standing. The ult by Bridge as he's stepping all the way backwards. The ult. How in the world did he miss that one? He actually did it better than a freaking field goal kick that time. He missed, I think that was a 7-10 split. That was an absolute, you gotta be kidding me.
Sick reference, Army. I love it.
That was like, I think pin number 3, 7, and 10 were still standing and yet somehow missed all of them. You gotta be kidding.
Jokernutter with the ridiculous stun on multiple members. Really good job by him. They just got bursted down. I mean, again, 5v4. Really hard to do. So, the question is, can ESG end off this? Oof.
They definitely have a small
too
wave
far
with
up.
them. They are starting to finally come around here. Have Faith clearly does not have a way to put them out of their misery. You know?
Very good double bomb by Zillion. Jax might go down here. He should. He does. Okay. So, now the question is, why are they turning around? It's
oh my
1v5.
god, they let Arabs die. They actually let him die.
It's 1v5. Why are you running? What is this? ESG. go 1v5 and they turn around.
I don't even. I think we're seeing a new level, a brand new level of bronze play. I think we're looking at bronze 6, ladies and gentlemen. That is a complete bronze 6 decision. I can't even think of anything worse than that.
That was an easy win. Lucian's the only person left alive. You have 5 members left alive. Just kill Lucian. Take the Nexus. I don't know. I'm getting a migraine from this. This is just ridiculous.
My brain has already been shut off here, friend. I hope you turn off yours soon.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. If there's
retreats,
anyone...
Retreats on a 4v1 against Illusion. Retreats. Against a guy who has
5v1.
No way to protect himself at all. Yeah, a person, right? A person who has no way at all to survive against all that CC, and they retreat. He doesn't have himself a QSS. He doesn't have himself a Thresh to peel him out of there. He had nothing, and yet they ran away.
If there's anyone in the chat right now watching this game, and you know how to coach, or you have an IQ above 9, please contact ESG Gaming. Give them some tips. I think they desperately need someone to help them organize it a bit and get going on the League of Legends. So,
ironically,
ESG grouping
TSM,
again.
Even if you can I hate to say it like that. I hate to be that kind of person in the casting position right now. But even I think if TSM Team-Up came back into this game, they actually have a legitimate chance to get an ace and win the game.
For sure. That's 100%. I think if TSM Team-Up goes back right now, they 100% win. They might lose the game either way. Okay, good redemption. Looks like Arabs will go down. Okay, he goes down. I believe he had the Zillion ult on him. Okay, Arabs is back up, doing massive damage in the back line. Lucian trying to survive. Just that Cho'Gath is just so tanky though. And Lucian should go down right here. He will. Okay. So there comes out the, I guess we'll call it an ace since Teemo is still DC'd, AFK, what have you.
I mean, let's be fair. You don't think ESG is going to back off at random this time, right? This is where they win the game, right?
50-50 chance, Army, honestly.
It's a real 50-50 chance. Alright, and it looks like ESG, under the most bizarrest victory in Duo Esports history, has won a 4v5 with the worst combat strategy in the history of League of Legends, have come out on top. That has got to be possibly one of the worst performances I've ever seen in any of these teams ever. That has got to be the most miserable victory that ESG has ever come out on top.
Yeah, that was a weird game, for sure. Yeah, like I said, ESG just needs someone to shot call, coach, etc., what have you. They're just kind of just walking around with no purpose in life. Lucian with the fat damage. Ridiculous damage, 47k. Ash with 27k.
I gotta. Can we just go on? Can we go on to the next game and just forget the whole VP thing?
Oh, somebody needs an MVP. My MVP for that game is probably gonna be. I kind of want to give it to Thresh. Honestly, he was hitting a massive amount of hooks. Either him. I don't know.
I mean, right? Like,
Lucian also did very well, but Joker Noder had a lot of good engages himself.
I thought we were supposed to give it to the winning team.
No, you give it to the most valuable player.
All right, fair enough. Well, then clearly, for the sake of trolling, TSM Teemo clearly gets the MVP.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
All right, fair
pretty
enough.
Solid.
Well, to be fair, I mean, even though ESG, in all due respect, should have been defeated here, Breezy did technically, on a technical level, won a team fight, killing many a people, including convincing ESG for no explainable reason to fall back, and allowed Breezy to essentially, come out the victor here. So I guess for MVP, seems to be the 80 carry this time, and it seems to be on the other team. I don't think we can even say even one player did a really good job on ESG there. Even even though Fridge did get a lot of kills, did have a pretty impressive score and a decent amount of farm, his decision making along with everybody else was extremely lackluster. So we're going to have to go ahead and give the MVP to Breezy for game 1. Apparently we are hearing a report on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. You can see here, Joker Noter is telling me that the last game does not seem to be available for them. They do not seem to have themselves a jungler to play against ESG, and they're requesting a reschedule. Dota, it is your call here. What do you think?
What happened? They just had Bacon Cat. What happened to that guy?
Yeah. All right, well, while Dota goes away for a brief moment, this game is, I don't even, I'm not exactly sure what to say here. The audience definitely has their own plan of action here at this time. I don't know, maybe they do not have enough time to play the game, perhaps? I hope that's not the case. Perhaps we might need to even go into their lobby to speak with them to see what's going on with their, with everything. Perhaps that might be what we have to do to figure out what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and enter into the lobby of Have Faith to see what kind of strategic things oh, never mind. It looks like my casting partner seems to be going right in there to talk with them about the last game to see if they can even get even one person to just step in. A lot of conversating seems to be going on right now in ESG, as a lot of people seem to be wondering at the finale of this game. Like, everybody is kind of wondering what's going on. Like, what's happening? What is the game so far? So, like, hopefully we'll be able to get some answers to some questions here. I mean, I can't even describe to you the ESG victory here. It is perhaps one of the worst victories in Duo Esports history. But it is still a victory, and they got themselves one, and they, in a way, earned it. They took out the Nexus. And doesn't matter how bad you play, you can even play. Okay. So, I'll be reading a little bit. It let him long him in. We are good. Okay. That is some good news, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we finally got ourselves back into the action here yet again, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, just for anyone at home, Crazy Chris is saying that he is looking for a team. And he says he's interested in trying to get himself his own little team going. Keep your eye on that kind of news as it comes along. We got some news that their jungler has returned. Good news. We will have a game 3 happening pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get the game started up and ready for you guys. Okay. See if I can find myself Dota and get him back in here. So for everyone at home, it will be hopefully the final game here. It really should have been the last game last time. The fact that they could not get their TSM Teemo back at all for that final matchup allowed ESG to come out on top, and for some reason Have Faith refused to surrender until it was the last possible second. Now we're looking at a really, really long game, and hopefully a series that will eventually come to a abrupt close in the near future. My goodness, I have never seen anything like it. What a awkward victory, and hopefully this clash of people can hopefully be the final one, and does end hopefully pretty quickly. Right at this moment, I do not have Dodo with me, so I do not know.
Yo.
Oh, there he was. Okay. I was wondering where you went.
Nah, man. I was just talking to the teams.
Thank you very much. That was really bizarre. So what did they say? Let's give us the deets.
So I'm not sure if anyone else is like aware, but Riot pushed out some things. They're having problems when people are in a game and then DC, they can't log back in. So it's basically what happened to Timo. He DC'd and then couldn't log back in because the error with the Riot servers. But he should be good now as long as he doesn't DC
Right.
mid-game. It should be fine. The problem is if he DCs mid-game, he's not going to be able to log back in.
What a fatal, what a fortunate situation for ESG, and what a fatal mistake for Have Faith. If that does happen again, it could be ESG's possible first series victory in quite a number of weeks. I think this might be their first win in their their win here. It's, I believe, their first win in a long time. I don't think I remember the last time ESG has won a game since week 2, I think. Anyway, it looks like, oh, interesting. I got myself a very that's odd. It looks like I got myself a little black screen going. Ah,
Yeah.
Here we go. That ought to fix it.
You put your finger on the camera? Gotcha.
Yeah. It was so embarrassing. What a way to play League of Legends, I gotta admit. Definitely like a fatal mistake, like a fatal lag out causes such a drastic turn of a game. Could ESG catch another wind of break and actually manage to win yet again against Have Faith? If it's as simple as you can't get back in, that means one little lag out problem could be the end of either team.
Yeah, that's honestly that's really bad because if there's ever a connection issue or something happens, you're done. You can't. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Although, as we can clearly see, despite that, ESG doesn't seem to mind whatsoever about committing some time in. It looks like one of our friends, never mind. I thought, looks like It's Tits decided to jump along in with other things.
Yeah.
Aw, come on, Pun Pride, don't tell me I'm bad. I'm okay, guy. Don't, come on.
Savage.
Man, our audience seems to have doubled since the victory of ESG. The hype audience seems to be roaring in the favor of ESG. Perhaps this is the victory that ESG has been waiting for a long time. The viewers seems to spike up quite drastically since the news about what has happened in this game, this very late night game.
Oh yeah, dude. People love Game 3s. People are coming from far and wide to peep this stream.
Yeah, especially considering what happened in Game 2 to allow this third game to even happen. It is now a sudden death type of style. If even one person on either side is gone, this could be a victory for the other side, for sure. What a scary sudden death kind of style, you know? Alright, it looks like both teams are ready. We'll get right into the action, onto the banning phase here. ESG. Wow, their banning has been weird. Their gameplay has been strange. Their skill shots have been misfired. And yet somehow they came into this game and managed to win one, despite the odds against them. What else can we really say about them? They're really the dark horse that just seems to keep on trotting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alright, I'll be back momentarily. Dota, I hope you can carry while I'm gone. I gotta make sure a couple things don't
To the
break on me, so
grind.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so Fizz Ban and Lee Sin, obviously targeting TSM Teemo and Breezy. Breezy's done pretty well in the Fizz. Lee Sin, TSM Teemo's champ. The Anivia ban against ESG and Oriana. So quite a bit of mid lane bans coming out so far. Can't say it's too bad of an idea either.
Do not deny me.
All right, there's another mid lane ban against Breezy.
On
So
to
it's
you.
looking like the mid lane champ pools are going to be hit pretty hard. Twitch ban again against Arabs. He did very well in the Ashe 2 games. Well, there he goes. He takes the Lucian instead of going with the Ashe again. Kennen, I would assume that's the top lane Kennen, just because that seems to be the more prevalent role assignment for Kennen, but it always could be an ADC Kennen. Maybe Reckless is on his Smurf here playing in the Bronze, Silver, Gold competitive series. Zach pick up by TSM Teemo. Hopefully it goes better than the last time he picked Zach. So we'll see. Warwick picked by BJ. Hopefully he comes back to his week 1 dominance on the champion. Like I said, I thought he did very well on it. Did very well on the Warwick, and then hasn't picked it since, which is pretty weird to me. Okay, so Corky pickup. I'm assuming that's mid Corky, just because the Lucian more than likely would be AD carry. But I mean, we have seen quite a bit of Lucian mid lane, so it could be Corky ADC. Again, I would doubt that. There's the Karma ban. Targeting the support, might as well. Not really sure why the Karma ban. I believe Karma was up last game and still went with the Zillion either way. But maybe they want to go ahead and get that out. I think the Thresh ban is absolutely useless because they've already picked Lulu. I suppose that could be a solo lane Lulu, but it's pretty unlikely. I feel like, again, this just goes to ESG not really doing their homework. You see the Lulu pick. Where does Lulu go? Support. Why would you ban a support? Yeah, that just kind of just shows that no one's going, no one's paying attention.
Pathetic.
Galileo ban, I think that's a solid ban. Talon ban, I suppose. I feel like Breezy played Talon once, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But all in all, Talon's not a bad pick. Caitlyn ADC, I assumed that was a top lane Kennen. So it's looking more and more like top lane Kennen. Lulu Caitlyn bot lane is a very, very rough lane, especially if it's going against the Lucian. Ooh, the Alawi pick. I think Alawi is kind of underrated and can do a great job. And then the Leona. See, this is the engage they need. The Warwick Leona just doing some hard engage. As long as they can stay even in gold in the mid game, an early game, then they should be fine with this comp. But if they get behind against the Lulu Caitlyn, that's going to be pretty rough.
Right. And I'm back finally, so thank you for carrying me, by the way. Last second pick on Syndra, literal extra milliseconds added, so Jinx to Victory does get the Syndra off. Corky is put into the mid lane against a Syndra. The new changes to Corky has been extra magical penetration damage in the exchange of physical damage percentage he used to do. So now he's kind of more of a mage in some people's regards, and now Sivian says, let's play in mid.
Yeah, again, a terrible pick ban from ESG Gaming. They banned the Syndra the last 2 games, and now you don't ban Syndra, and instead you ban the Thresh after Jinx to Victory picks Lulu. So you literally wasted a support ban, which could have been the Syndra.
We did mention about them having a coach. And not only, you were not the only one that was in there talking to the teammates. There were other people just, storming in, wondering what's going on, like what's with everybody's play style today, like what was happening, like everyone was trying to learn about what was going on with why TSM Timo was not coming back, even though he was in the Discord with everybody else. So it's, even still, have faith. They kept their faith. They halved it. They halved it the whole way, even with Tima. So. Yes, indeed. My grammar is perfect. I swear to you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kick it to our residential pick ban expert. It's Tits. What do you think, bud?
What? I don't know. ESG's team comp's pretty questionable. Alawi and Leona want to do exact opposite things. Alawi just wants to peel back, which is fine. But if it's going on hit Kennen, then I really don't understand it. And I guess you can peel back to Zac, but that's not going to do anything. Syndra's just going to pop Corki into the late game, and I don't see any way ESG really comes out of this unless they randomly just get super far ahead early.
Yeah, I think your analysis is pretty good. However, they do have themselves a nice way to, get a hold of somebody. They have a good way to do so with Leona and Warwick. When they get a hold of somebody, especially when you have Alawi, a lot of damage could come out of it, and a lot of pain could come out of it as well. And this time, I feel like their catching ability might be a lot better. And although the rocky start that ESG have had in this matchup here, they do have themselves a lot. I've been liking Leona a lot more, and I think burst-wise, they can get themselves a lot more burst and some quick catches.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Season 4 Leona main, and the reason I kind of fell off her is because if you don't get ahead on her, you can't do anything. Your whole kit is go in, and if you can't go in, and you're on Leona, it's just essentially useless.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think Warwick needs to focus down bot lane, which sucks going into a Caitlyn Lulu. It's such a safe lane.
Yeah,
I think
believe one of the safest
drafted
lanes.
really well. Yeah, they've drafted very well into the Lucian Leona lane. Lucian Leona was super aggressive where if they can get a catch onto Caitlyn or Lulu and lock them down, it'll be really nice.
Mm-hmm. It will necessarily be extremely vital for Lucian and Leona to get that level 2 advantage before Clumsy and Jinx to Victory go. They definitely need to make sure that they can get the level ahead so they can get their play off before they can react.
Yeah, they need to rush that level 2 and and hope they don't get poked out early. Lulu gets 2 first and takes Polymorph. That shuts a lot of their engage down. Lulu's so good right now.
I think we haven't met in a MVP before, have we not?
Oh yeah, we have.
We have? What do you mean?
Oh yes. Last week when I kind of threw shade at my own team.
Oh, now it's starting to come back.
Oh yeah, I told these guys, I was like, just play Lulu and Alistar and Rakana. Maybe you guys will win some games. This guy's taking it, doing that Lulu. That's what I like to see.
And let's also, for their sake, hope this can be a victory, a clean victory onto either side here.
Yes.
To be honest, let's just, even though it's a little bit of BM, to be fair, like in the long run of it, it is directly being a bit aggressive towards ESG. But your team has played against ESG before, right? If I remember correctly, you have.
Last week.
That's the thing. They did not play nearly that bad that they have in this game.
No, they're literally not them right now. Like I've watched these guys' games and I haven't seen them play like this yet. I was talking to Fridge actually during one of the breaks, and it's questionable. Like he didn't. I'm not going to go into detail what's happening, but
Hmm.
it's just talking to him. It just doesn't seem like they're on. They're not in usual form for
They
whatever
just
reason that may be.
it's just a little bit of momentum has just been sucked out of them, and it definitely they're just kind of like going through the motions of what they perceive to be the right call in some situations here. For the context of the story, thank you very much for not saying what they are,
Yep.
but it does seem kind of like it does. I hope it's nothing pretty serious. I do hope these guys have, have their second win. They can bounce back. They start looking at the game. They start thinking about what they can do, what they're going to do, and understanding what is capable out of their abilities. Because thankfully, BJ has listened to Dota, and he has gotten himself back into the Warwick jungle that he has been successful with in week 1. But it's going to come down to like more things than just Warwick being effective here. It's going to come down to Fridge hopefully making some good plays off of this. It's hoping for Sivian to make some good kills off of Breezy. It's going to take a lot. It's going to need a lot of accuracy that so far ESG has just been struggling with.
Yeah, last week when we were playing against them, Fridge was playing these split push champs, and I have no idea where that went. I mean, yeah, Cho'Gath can split push just fine, but I mean, he was playing Trundle, Camille, and Gangplank. Where are any of them? I haven't
know.
seen any of them, and he was doing quite well on split pushing on Trundle.
Which
And
ironically, straight up, it was more like it would have worked so much better in that game too if he had a split pushing champion. Instead, he just
yeah,
huddled in mid with everybody else.
I think Cho'Gath is fine right now. I don't
Mhm.
think Cho'Gath's in a bad spot. He can one-shot an ADC with Gargoyle Stoneplate when he reaches, I think it's like 5 stacks, 6 stacks, somewhere in that number.
Yeah,
And
it's a
I
lot.
think it's a good pick right now, but it can't be the only thing. And you let Jax reach late game like that, and Jackson almost 1v5 that late game. Jax is so strong in the late game, and I don't know if he plays that, but I think that'd be a good champ for him to pick. I feel like that suits his playstyle quite well.
Hmm. It looks like the bot lane immediately has gone to the lane, so the level advantage that they could have had between getting that early level 2 seems to not is not going to happen, as Clumsy and Jinx made sure that they were going to get the level advantage beforehand, which is not good for the early stages for Stubby.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things about being able to start those Raptors. It's huge. It allows your bot lane not to leash and get that early push. I think that's really smart of them to do that. Not getting quite a lot of poke down onto them, which is kind of surprising.
Ah, yes, you're right. Oh, and by the way, apparently I have minor fix I need to make real quick. Looks like I've got the things in the incorrect order. ESG is on the blue side, Have Faith on the red side. I got the things in the wrong spot. Let me fix that.
I haven't seen a Corki Syndra matchup in quite some time. I don't know how this exactly works out early now with his little changes. I do think those changes, though, to giving him extra magic damage, really helped him out a lot on Corki. I feel like that was actually a pretty good buff.
BJ's moving into position, does have the CC necessary to get a good slow onto Joker. Some good damage, but it will not be a complete gank. Some good pressure on to the Kennen top that will force him to stay back a little bit. It looks like Sivian is getting a little tired of the extra damage. It looks like a good catch onto Jinx to victory. It looks like some good damage, but it will not come in all the way. Stubby has made a good catch onto Lulu, but it looks like some retaliation is coming back. Fires the E, misses it. I think that's a little bit of bad concentration from Stubby. It looks like TSM Timo with a whiff. He misses entirely. Clumsy goes with the engage E. Clumsy's really making a big mistake, but does get away with it.
Alright, that was sloppy play on both parts, but they could have came out ahead of that by a lot. Have face bot lane there. That could have been really big, actually. Zach would either hit Q or Caitlyn not flash. They could have had a lot of pressure in that lane.
right.
Well, trading going on up top.
And that's one of the big advantages that you can have with that. Anyway, a little bit clumsy is just going to force a fight to happen. The root does hit. The Q is misfired.
Good deal.
Stubby is going to be a little bit disrespectful to the Jinx to victory here, as the good catch has been made onto Lucian. This is a very bizarre play so far, as it looks like whatever has affected ASG seems to be slowly affecting Have Faith. The E is fired. It does manage to hit
flash.
the target here. Some extra CC necessary, and it will be a quick kill for Warwick, as the gank bot lane was successful for BJ.
That was a really, really nice nice string of events there for ESG. They needed that to help their bot lane.
Oh boy, if Clumsy AFKs here and leaves the game, he might not return. This could...
So,
ESG could come out on top here if Clumsy is unable to return to the game.
so the way to fix that is you go into your documents and you go into your Riot folder. You open up the Notepad folder for the settings, your client settings, and the login settings. Sorry, and you delete the patch override onto it, and then it'll let you log in. I got bug splatted actually earlier today, and I had to do that, and it's worked for me 3 times in a row now.
Ah, I see. Oh,
So
TSM
there is-
Timo has just AFK'd out of the game here. That information might be pretty precious for them to have. Well, my method was just to use the administration, the method where you switch to your admin to just prevent your firewall from blocking it. That information might be pretty valuable, but then
There it
again,
is.
it looks like TSM Timo has came back into the game. You know, I'm gonna be honest. This is a journey. This is a
Right.
really interesting journey. It's a really weird one, but it's interesting. It is incredible the kind of gameplay we got here. It is sloppy. It is missed throws, miss accuracies. It is farming that could be better. It is just all around. Everybody's doing whatever they can to be as successful as possible. Looks like Joker Noder is suggesting to both sides perhaps we should just try a reschedule for the final game here, considering TSM Timo can't seem to get a hold of his connection at all.
Yeah, this is rough.
This is very rough. You know, the energy that has been given, like, it feels like there's just some unnatural force. Unbelievably unnatural force that is giving ESG the opportunity to win this series. It's just like the audience has summoned into some dark art that has just sabotaged the chances for a victory here, for Have Faith. It is just some evil force that seems to be awakening, that just seems to be corrupting the file, or in this case, apparently, it looks like Joker Noder has tried just about every attempt to help his teammate, TSM Timo. Perhaps the only one that could help him is probably you, friend. You might need to go over there and see if you can give him a suggestion.
Try. I want to know if it's actually a Zac bug, because I was playing earlier, and every game I got DC'd on was a Zac game. And this was happening to me. I was getting 2 frames a second on Zac, and then I switched to character, didn't do anything to my computer, nothing, and worked perfect. I don't know if it is a Zac bug or just kind of randomly happening, because it's been Zac both games.
Yeah, that is, process of elimination might be correct here. It does seem like some sort of weird stat bug. Perhaps we should simply go into the lobbies and request that maybe this game should be rescheduled. I'm starting to feel a little bit more... I'm starting to feel like maybe that's exactly what we got to do here. I don't know.
Right.
It's not exactly my call. It's technically Dota's call to allow the reschedule here. But as casters, we do have the right and the privilege to step in when Dota is not here. And I'm just about at the point where we need to call this a reschedule, because this seems like a riot bug, not a player bug.
Yeah, it's been happening quite frequently, and especially being that Riot's been telling, or has that the notification on the their page and whatnot, saying that they know that this is happening. It just so happened to be right after a patch. I'm guessing something went wrong with their patch, and it's either a Zach bug or just a bug all across right now. I don't know.
Well, for unlucky for TSN Timo, who probably was completely unaware of such said bug. So I guess at this stage we should probably, we're gonna give it. I think we should give it at least a few more, maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. But if no way's able to be done, let's call for the reschedule. I think that should just about settle it here for Game 3. We will not have an MVP or a lineup. We're just gonna go ahead and see if we can perhaps get a rematch game at a different time, because not only is it late, but people have got other things to do with their time, so, you know, jobs and whatnot. Alright, so I think that's it. I think it's decided. Access casters, we're going to announce this is officially a reschedule. Game 3 will be played at a different time. We'll figure out the kinks about what's going on with everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Army Overlord, and here with me is It's Tits. Thank you very much for showing up, by the way. I should have let you announce yourself, actually.
You're good.
Thank you. Hey man, by the way, we might need you for one of these games. Maybe Sunday's games. Maybe we can get you around for some free action on Sunday. Maybe. You definitely seem like you got that good old casting spirit.
Hey, possibly. I'm on vacation right now in Arizona, seeing my dad for the first time for Father's Day in 12 years. So I'll see what we're doing here, but there's a possibility of it. So let me know what times and stuff you need me.
Sounds like a cool idea. But as for right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to announce this as a reschedule. I will see you all next time here. This game is officially considered over for now, and it will be continued at a later time. See you guys next time. Hopefully this rare occurrence never happens again.